I met with the principal this week and talked to him about the parking lot project. I have some big news for you about the fundraiser, a detailed cost breakdown, and a drawing of what the parking lot will look like. So stick around to the end. Buenas tardes, mis amigos, y bendiciones para todos ustedes. Good afternoon, my friends, and blessings to you all. So this is what I understand. Now, Stan was with me doing the translation, so this is what he translated to me, and this is how I understood it. There are two ways to go about doing this. The first way would be for me to make up a letter to say I, raise these donations with all of your guys' help, and it's for the school parking lot project with the new gate. And then the principal would take that letter, attach it to his proposal with the detailed cost breakdown, and he would send it in to get approval. Now, once that approval is given, then the government would give me a secure bank account for me to deposit those funds in, and then they would be in charge of paying for all of the work that is done at the school. This would mean that the government is fully in charge of paying the contractors and the suppliers. It also means that they need to approve all the plans and the costs and the steps, etc., etc. This will delay the project substantially. And if our previous experience with government efficiency is to be any indication of how things may or may not work out here, I don't have a lot of faith for this to get done smoothly and on a timely basis, making full use of your donations. So the second way, and the preferred way that we're going to do, is that with the help of the principal, I'll be working directly with the workers and suppliers, trucks, etc. God help me with the Spanish, and I'll be paying them directly with your funds. This way, the whole project is considered a donation. Instead of just the money, it's the whole project that's a donation. The principal told us that Kimberly Clark did this a while back with a building on the property, which I think might be the daycare because it's the only one separated from all the other buildings. And they just donated all the work. It all has to do with the auditing of the school's spendings and their bank account management. We want to be on the up and up. And we also want to avoid any unnecessary government bureaucracy, as this money wasn't raised to fund the salaries of the government workers, so there is no need for them to spend any of their time dealing with this project. So the plan is to start the work the Tuesday after Holy Week when school resumes. There's a lot of transplanting of some fruit trees that needs to happen. There's some concrete pillars that have to be put in for the new gate and a couple other things before we actually can cut the hole in the wall. I'll give you the whole plan in a few minutes with a really detailed cost breakdown. There's currently also a lamp post that's in the way that's not being used that we need to move. So the principal broke down the cost into basically 4 sections, but then he elaborated on a very detailed breakdown of what all the costs would be. So this breakdown really contains the rock bottom prices. He called around different hardware stores and whatnot to get these prices. So this is really the lowest of the low, and hopefully we can make this work. It comes to $3,173.35. And we have raised exactly, altogether with the fundraising the school did plus our fundraising, thanks to you guys, $3,890.40. Thank you so much for your generous support for this project. Now, the only cost that's not factored into this detailed breakdown is to do with the drainage. If you've never lived through the rainy season in El Salvador, you would have no idea about how torrential these downpours can be during the rainy season. It's kind of like taking a full day of rain in North America and compressing it down to 30 to 60 minutes with the amount of water that falls, and it can lead to flooding. So one of the things we don't want to have happen is have a big puddle of water basically in front of the gate that could sit there and cause the metal gate to rust. We want to deal with the water before it even gets into the school. So the idea is to build a trench in front of the gate, have like a grate over top of it, and then that trench will then go underneath the wall of the school, and then the water will be dispersed throughout the school's property to deal with the drainage during rainy season. Now, the principal did consult somebody about this, so they recommended a 2-meter wide trench all down the inside of the school along the wall to divert this water. I'll show you in the plans in a second. I'm not sure what the principal and this engineer, I guess he was, were going to do with this water, but they're going to be putting it in a well. And I think that'd be a great opportunity because there are already banana trees that are not moving, and all the fruit trees that have to be relocated, they would need a water supply during the days it doesn't rain. So if they're going to capture the water in a well, I think it's a great opportunity to add maybe a pond pump and some drip hose to put around to kind of have a self-watering thing for all the fruit trees, which is also great. They just celebrated Nutrition Week at school, and they all had to bring fruit in. I think these fruit trees, as they mature, are going to provide really nutritious, healthy food for the kids at school. So this quote doesn't include any of the drainage work, and I think the principal said it might be about $1,000. It would involve digging the trenches, putting a metal grate in front of the gate, and then having some sort of probably those cement rings to make the well, like several of those deep. I don't know. I don't think he gave us a size, but he figures it's about $1,000 just for that work alone. So if it's about $1,000, we're about $300 short. give or take. Again, these are just sort of estimates. They're very detailed, but with the drainage system, that's a complete estimate. So we're trying to do our best with the money we have, but we might be short a little bit of money. So if you can still give, that would be amazing. Probably $300 more is about all we need. Thank you. I'll leave the Give, Send, Go fundraiser up until Easter Monday, and then I'm going to close it down, and then we'll redeem the money so that I can start paying these contractors and suppliers right away. So in the last video, I said we had $1,931.40 raised through all the various fundraisers that we've been doing here. And since then, we received 150 and 40 through anonymous donations on the Give, Send, Go platform. That will bring us up to $1,411 on that platform. Thank you so much for you supporters out there who've done that. That's amazing. I also received another $100 through the Blue Wallet, my first transaction through Blue Wallet from Karen. Thank you so much, Karen, for that. So that gives us a grand total of $2,230.23-ish. Some of that money is through Bitcoin, through the Blink wallet or the Blue wallet. So when I go to look at the amount, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Bitcoin's a bit volatile. So that's the ish about that. It's around that. When I go to redeem it, I'll know the exact amount at the time. So the school already raised $1,660. So that brings us up to about $3,890. Also, I just want to make a note that YouTube doesn't actually give me all the donations you guys have given me through the supers. I think they hold back some like 30% in taxes. But I'm just going to just donate exactly what the face value was of those donations. So I haven't even gotten paid by YouTube yet because Banco Agricola says I have to wait 3 months to get a wire transfer. It is just about 3 months. We called about it. They said, well, maybe it's going to be 6 months. I don't know. I have to go in there myself, fill out some form, and then maybe I can get YouTube to start paying me. But regardless, I'm just going to take that amount out of my own money to give to the project, because the project's starting regardless if YouTube's give me a paycheck anytime soon. So I just want to make sure you guys know that all that money will be going to the fundraiser. So here is the estimate that the principal gave us. It is very detailed, and I got to say rock bottom, because I looked at a couple of websites and couldn't find as low prices as some of these. So he really called around. So in the first part, I have the Spanish. I added a little English in there so you will know what the translation is, but I don't know about units all the time because I don't know what plaigos. I don't know what that is, but we need 6 of them, and it's for black sheets. I don't even know what the black sheets are used for. It's probably underneath the gravel, maybe. Not sure. We have galvanized pipes. We need a lock for the gate. This stuff that says angle, I think this might be for the iron for the gate, because the gate had a certain value, but this is the actual breakdown of every piece of that gate. So there's something else here. It says electro, another $5. The gate bearing the roller. This is like a V channel, and the wheel has like a V groove in the wheel. It's not rounded. It goes into that channel to open and close. So that's, $20.75. Anti-corrosive paint. Obviously, we'd want to make the gate last as long as possible. That's why we're trying to divert the water away also. But, obviously rain's going to get on it. So we need to make sure it has good paint. And we'll have to obviously have some maintenance on this every few years. They need metal cutting discs for this, 10 of those. I don't know what thinner is. I don't know if this is spelled right. It does not translate properly. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments if they know what this is. Some corrugated iron, some smooth iron. The gate is actually going to be all flat and smooth, sort of like the existing gate there now. There's some gray cement, 18 of these boards. Not sure exactly what these are for either. There's blocks. Now I want to explain what these blocks are in a minute, but we need 500 of these cinder blocks. Some sand, obviously that's for the cement. The gravel, that's for the actual parking lot. Transporting 2 trucks of a load of probably the sand and the gravel or the bricks or whatnot, and labor. He has $1,000 for the labor. So as you can see, these are pretty rock bottom prices. If you know anyone who actually could donate some of these items, that would be amazing, because then that would not have to cost us as much money. Maybe we don't have to raise $300. Maybe we just get some of these things donated. That would be really amazing. So if you know somebody or you yourself can help out, please get in touch with me. You can check out in the description below. Our email address is there. Now, the one thing he said he wasn't exactly sure on, he's trying to get 5 centimeters for the gravel base, and it's only 1 load he has here. And if it's not quite 5 centimeters, eventually the dust will come up again from the dirt base below. So really, even 5 is kind of low. If you ask me, 5 centimeters is not very deep. That's only with 1 load. We may need another load, maybe eventually further down the line or right away, depending on how it turns out. But that's $700. So again, if you know somebody who has, a company with the gravel or transportation or something that can help us out, that would be amazing. Please contact me. And whoever can help us out will be forever memorialized in our YouTube videos. maybe we'll put a plaque up like the TELUS company did on the school. We'll put a plaque up about how you guys, amazing supporters, have helped out in this school. I think that'd be really cool to put that on the gate. So here's the Google Maps view of the property, which I outlined in red. I'm not sure of the exact boundaries, but these are really close to this. I'm pretty sure the whole property has that 2-meter plus cement wall around the property, but I've actually never seen the back of it myself. So the current parking lot is the orange strip on the outside of the school property that I put up there near the top. There's an existing basketball court on the right of the property along the cinder block perimeter wall as well. Now let's zoom in a little bit and get a better look. I outlined the new drainage system in the pink, starting from where the new gate is going under the cinder block wall and into the property of the school, running all the way down along the inside of that cinder block wall. Like I said, it's going to be a 2-meter wide trench, and I assume it's got some, I don't know, O-pipe or some gravel or something. I'll have to go in there for that drainage to be captured, and maybe it's just all cement pipe. I have no idea. So he said about $1,000. I don't know, because I don't know the exact plan, if that seems reasonable or not. Then the black outline is for the new parking lot. That area will be flattened and tamped down a little bit first. It'll have a 40-centimeter cinder block wall around the whole parking structure. That's where those 500 cinder blocks come from. It's only really 2 blocks high from what we can kind of tell from the area and the amount of blocks he has here. And he did say it's only 40 centimeters high, so I'd say that's just 2 blocks. I outlined the parking lot in gray. That'll be where the gravel will be, and we'll have to work around some of the very large existing trees there because of the root systems and such. So it's not like it's a rectangle, square, or triangle or anything. It's an odd shape. So this is just the general idea of how it will look, but obviously subject to change because this is not an architectural drawing, nor is it to scale. It's just what I worked up with Google Maps. Now, I did find out that there are actually more children going to the school than I originally was told or thought. I don't remember how I first heard the number, but I thought there were 600 kids at the school. That's not true. There's 953 students at the school, and there's 689 families that represent those children. So it's for a big part of the community. And there's 30 teachers, maybe 32 if you count GJ and I, coming in on Saturdays, that would totally benefit from having a place to park the car that's safe off the highway and not subject to, having kids get off buses with these big trucks whizzing by and having accidents. I think I mentioned before that there was a teacher that was actually killed crossing that road. It wasn't from this school. What I understand is from a different school, but they were crossing that same highway and they got killed because the traffic is pretty intense. So there you have it, my amazing supporters. That is the plan for the new school parking lot. And it would not even be a dream right now without your support. So I thank you very much. We all thank you very much for that. It'll be starting in less than 2 weeks. And I'm going to be videoing the whole thing so you can see the whole progression of it as we go along. And like I said, if you can help out either with donations of money or of materials or maybe even labor or time, that would be so greatly appreciated. So please get in touch with me. Our email is in the description below. The links for the fundraiser are in the description below. And like I said, I'm going to close down the Give, Send, Go fundraiser on Easter Monday. And I don't know about the drainage system, but we're going to need a little bit more money, maybe 300, not positive. And if anyone donates any materials, obviously that'll reduce the amount we need. Now I have to practice my Spanish. How do you say cut a hole in that wall? If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.
Don't forget to hit the like button.